Okay, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started then. Well, today I'm pleased to welcome high school students, teachers, school board members, and administrators from Ankeny, Clarion Goldfield Dow's, Des Moines, Ottumwa, and maybe a few others that I think have joined us that I may not be aware of. But we're all here to help enact and celebrate a new law certain to make a tremendous difference in every Iowa school. Smartphones and other digital devices have made information, media, and entertainment immediately available at any time and any place. And this level of connectivity has changed the way that we live, learn, and communicate. And while the positive impacts are undeniable, we can't ignore that our phones can also be a source of constant distraction in our daily lives, whether at home or at work, and especially for our kids at school. The data tells a concerning story. Gen Z spends 6 hours a day on their phones, and that's nearly 40% of their awake time. And according to the Pew Research Center, 72% of U.S. high school teachers, they say that cell phone distraction for students is a major problem in the classroom. Recently, schools across the country have stepped up, instituting a range of restrictions on cell phone usage during the school day. And that includes right here in Iowa. Hoover High School in Des Moines implemented a policy at the start of the school year restricting cell phones during their class time. It was a test case for the district, which generated widespread support from teachers and parents alike, and incredibly positive results across all grade levels. A's and B's increased by 14% school-wide. The failure rate was cut in half, falling by 12%. Out-of-school suspension rates are down 60%. Overall school attendance rose by 5%. Student belonging data increased by 7%. Anecdotally, I was told that there's been a complete culture shift at Hoover this year. More joy, more camaraderie, and much more learning. But perhaps most encouraging has been the positive response from students like Gabe Pollock, a senior at Hoover, who is with us today to share his perspective on the difference that this change has made. Gabe?
Taking the cell phones away from Hoover has had a really positive impact. My grades improved a lot from last year because I'm way less distracted. I used to listen to music too with my AirPods, and that was clearly a distraction because my grades shot up. This people talk to each other a lot more, and the students know each other's names as well as the teachers. The teachers are more engaged because the students are paying more attention and to them instead of their phones. It's also helped my mental health. Me and a lot of other students have been a lot happier this year without our phones, without people texting us in class. Hoover has been a really great school for me. I wasn't happy that they were taking away our cell phones, but now I can see that it has really improved our school.
Well, thank you, Gabe. And I'm just thrilled about the difference that this change has made in you, both academically and personally. And I wish you the very best as you prepare for graduation in the coming weeks. And I want to share a secret with you. Where did he go? Is Gabe gone? My grandchildren weren't very happy with me either for talking about taking the cell phone out of school. So I understand your concern about that. They made it very clear to me as well. So Hoover isn't the only school that implemented a cell phone policy this year. Ottumwa Community School District did as well, and even went a step further in eliminating cell phones entirely during the school day. And the results speak for themselves. Grades have gone up, behavioral referrals are down. In fact, the first semester results reported by Ottumwa were incredible. A 20% decrease in referrals for behavior. For ninth graders alone, referrals decreased overall by 67%. And for grades 8 through 12, physical aggression decreased by 56%, but that's not all. Students in grades 8 through 12 also improved academically. A 12% increase in A's and B's, with a remarkable 60% decrease in failing grades compared to first semester last year. The difference, teachers weren't competing with cell phones for their students' attention. And because students weren't distracted by everything happening on social media, they were able to fully engage, connect with their peers and their teachers, and focus on learning. Here to share more about the positive impact of this policy has made district-wide is Ottumwa Superintendent Mike McCory. Mike?
Well, good morning, everybody. As superintendent of Ottumwa Schools, today I am very proud to stand alongside our students, our staff, our administrators, and our school board members on this momentous occasion to celebrate. This really today marks a watershed moment for education in Iowa. Ottumwa Schools this year experienced firsthand how powerful a bell-to-bell cell phone policy can be in a district. The results, as the governor was alluding to, far exceeded our expectations. They were truly profound and just remarkable. We also, by eliminating those learning distractions for our students, it allowed the following three things. It allowed first for our students to refocus on their learning, focus on their mental health, and also, and this is so important, building meaningful face-to-face relationships with each other. What we also saw is increased positive interactions in our hallways, in our classrooms, and also in our lunchrooms, which contributed to a 47% decrease in office referrals across our whole district this year. Additionally, we have seen, as the governor indicated as well, incredible growth academically because of this change, in largely part to the fact of much more engaged classrooms and much more connected classrooms to the likes we haven't seen for a long time. So really, for all those reasons, I am very grateful to the leadership that has brought this bill forward. And by signing this bill today, what this is going to accomplish, it's going to empower our school board members and also our administrators across Iowa to implement similar policies. But really, most importantly, this bill will create learning environments in our schools that will allow our students to thrive by supporting their academic and social emotional success. So really today, this bill, it's a win for students. It's a win for teachers. It's a win for families. And it's really a win for the future of education in Iowa. And at this time, I really want to thank our governor for all her efforts in making this important bill happen. Her leadership was critical to this, and also for making this moment possible. Thank you, Governor.
Well, thank you, Mike, and I just appreciate you so much. I mean, that is 1 year of growth and statistics that we just talked about. That is incredible to think of that much change in that short of a timeline. So I want to thank you, the teachers, the administrators, and students, and the families who are really leading the way in inspiring change for the better. And this is an experience that we want every student in our schools to have. They deserve nothing less. And that's why I proposed legislation this year to set a minimum cell phone policies for schools statewide. House File 782 will prohibit cell phones during instructional time, includes common sense exceptions, accommodate students with disabilities, English language learners, and those with individual education plans. Additionally, parents can petition schools to allow their children to access their phones for behavioral or physical health reasons. And then schools will be required to implement this policy, or they can expand it further if they choose. So it just sets the floor. And the Department of Education will be providing sample policies as a guideline. The bill also takes student and school safety into consideration, and it requires schools to update their safety plans with guidance provided again by the Department of Education and Public Safety. What I'm really proud about is this bill received very strong bipartisan support. I think it's a great example of how we can come together to support simple, common sense solutions that can make an overwhelmingly positive difference. I want to thank the bill managers, Representative Shipley and Senator Evans, for leading the charge on this positive legislation. And I also want to thank Director Snow and her team at the Department of Education for their leadership and for their support in helping schools eliminate distractions and uphold high expectations, really, as Mike said, empowering all of our students to reach their full potential. Again, I want to recognize the school districts here as well as the other Iowa schools that took the lead on this issue and demonstrated through their efforts and results that the difference that this can make for our kids. So I'm excited to see the results a year from now, and with that, I think we better sign this bill into law, okay? Okay.